I remember an old image from back in the day, in which there was a poster in the window, and it said, was it no Irish, no blacks, and no dogs? And thinking about that today, it seems that, well, the Irish and the dogs can stay.
You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
So, apparently, British actor Ace Aristotle, which is, I found that it's an unusual name, isn't it? Right. Anyway, Ace Aristotle, the British actor who's been in EastEnders, I think he's also been in some other films as brief cameos or whatever it is. I'll find that out. But anyway, he faces deportation right about now, simply because his mother, apparently, is not a British citizen. The first thing I wanted to kind of like mention, and I've said this before now, but I'll say it again, is that for a lot of Caribbean people, coming through the Windrush generation,
we were brought up that we are British, and we were brought up that England is your mother country, and we were brought up to respect the royal family.
Those coming from that generation, it was God, Jesus, and then the Queen and her subjects all came before them. So what you'd find is that when they came over to this country, excuse the sirens, a lot of Caribbean people didn't have necessary paperwork to prove that they were British, because as far as they were concerned, they were British, right? Because that's what they were told to believe. I pointed out a while ago, about Priti Patel and her decision to deport 50 people back to Jamaica sometime early on this year, in which, she put in a policy in which if you are an immigrant to this country, so for example, if you do come from the Caribbean and you commit a crime, then it is within the policy is going to be that you will get deported back to your place of origin, right? And people protested against that, because a lot of the people that were getting arrested now, young kids and young people that were getting arrested now, who may have came here when they were children, are all of a sudden getting sent or are on the list, the deportation list, to get sent back or to get sent away, right? And they were saying this is not fair. And at that time, I said, this is some Jim Crow shit. Right, right. You know what I mean? They've been very slick with the wording, but you know what I mean. You see what they're trying to do here. Some purification going on here, right? And at the time, I do recall saying, "Look, this policy is dangerous for Caribbean black people, right? Because it's going to start with you being an immigrant. That means that you weren't born here." Right, but it won't be long, and I do recall saying this, but I don't know if I did it in a video, but I do recall saying this. It won't be long before they reword it, so it doesn't matter if you were born here, because Ace Aristotle, the actor, was born in Britain. He was born in London, and I did say that it wouldn't be long before the policy is reworded slightly or rearranged a little bit, in which it doesn't matter if you are a British subject. So if you're first generation, second generation Windrush, it won't matter that you were born here, as long as your parent wasn't born here. Therefore, you are classified as immigrant status. You know what I mean? In which you can claim that, in which they will argue that, well, your parents are not British, therefore you're not British, even though you were born here. And I saw that coming, right? And I'm just going to make this video because I think this video for my black people that are watching, right? This is a warning, because that law ain't going to get any better, to the point where Ace now got arrested, right? I think back in 2008. Bit of naughty boy in that, and he served his time. He's been in prison and done his stint, but yet sometime later, 10 years later, or I don't know how long he spent in there, but let's say 8 years, let's say he did 3 years or something like that, right? But anyway, significant amount of time has passed, and yet they still want to make him eligible for deportation, right? And they want to talk about there's no such thing as systemic racism, yeah. Oh, there's no racism in this country, right? According to the story, yeah, he appealed the deportation, and one judge said, you know what, right, fair grounds, you're born here, okay, then we'll allow it. But then the government themselves then got another judge, according to what it says here, got another judge to overturn that decision based on, as it says here, he has financial incentive to reoffend. So,
and the bleak prospects for your rehabilitation, I hereby sentence you.
That's just the beginning, as far as I'm concerned. And this is, again, like I said, this is a warning for all you little whippersnappers who want to run around talking about you're a bad man in the streets and you're a roadman and things like that, yeah? These laws are for you, yeah? And me, myself, where it will get to the point where they'll be looking for your videos and say, well, you said you did so-and-so, yeah, where's your parents from? Oh, yeah, your parents are from da-da-da-da, okay, then boom, off you go, right? Right? But to be like exaggerating, go wild, it get to the point, I'm just thinking in my head just for a laugh, it get to the point where you could have a parking ticket.
Strike one.
Didn't meet last month's council tax payment.
Strike two. Woo-hoo.
Didn't pay that, and didn't pay your ticket.
Strike three. You're out of there. Woo-hoo. 1, 2, 3. Out of there.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of like getting exaggerated there, yeah? Because remember, it wasn't too long ago when they were talking about building a prison in Jamaica, right? In order to send in order to deport people that commit crimes in this country, rather than lock them up here, we're going to deport them to Jamaica. You think that plan's dead in the water? That plan ain't dead in the water. They've just kind of like put put a cloak over the top of that, yeah. And it won't be long, I don't think, before they try and make Jamaica into some kind of next Rockers or Rackers Island? You know, that prison in the thing. You know what I'm saying, right? But that's just me saying my piece. But anyway, do you think that it's acceptable to deport someone even though they were born here, yeah, as a non-British subject? You know what I mean? Because that begs another question here, yeah. You can argue that he's not English because he's black, but if he's born here and I'm telling you he's considered British, then, well, a whole new can of worms open there, innit? But that's for another day, my friends. And like I says, let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.
Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.